Good afternoon. Welcome to Starfire Queen Channel. Thank you guys for coming today. Today I'm gonna do a spell called Make Up and Love Me Again. Okay, this spell is for couples. It's not about who's right, who's wrong. It's just how to get past all the negative energy and move forward. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Please take notes. If you need to reach out to me, you can reach me at starfirequeenb, which is for beautiful, at gmail.com, or you can look me up on Facebook. And I look forward to hearing from you. If this is your first time, please hit the subscribe button. And those my dog. Sorry. Hit the subscribe button and the bell so you guys know when I'm on. My days will be Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So let's get started, okay? First of all, I want to apologize for the dogs, okay? We just got a new puppy that's bigger than my little dog, so it's like a man thing going on over here. Okay, first thing I want to talk about is the fact that of the ingredients we're going to be using. One is going to be some dry sage, okay? So what I wanted was sage that had been blessed and already purified. I didn't want, you can get sage from the grocery store, but that's not what I want. I want the sage to be used to cleanse our homes, our cars, whatever you clean with, okay? So we're going to break off some sage, have sage in there. Can't walk off just a little bit too much, but we can save that for later. Okay, now why are we using sage? Because sage you can use for acquiring wisdom, which you need in a relationship. So you a better understanding of the situation. That way you're not pointing fingers at who's right and who's wrong. So remember, we're not here about who did it. We're here about getting past it. Okay, this is a spell to help you and your significant other move forward. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to use is bay leaves. Okay, why bay leaves? Bay leaves are also good for your vision, so you can see where you're going. Okay, we're not talking about the regular eye, we're just talking about the spiritual eye, so that you guys can see exactly where you're going and where you're moving to. Okay, bay leaves also gives you that positive energy that you're going to need when you're in a relationship, because when things go wrong, so why my bay leaves don't want to open up. So I'm going to move on till I get those open. Hold on. I apologize for that. Thank you. So we're going to take a couple of bay leaves and you're going to put them in here. Once again, it's for clarity. It's for purification and positive energy. And also you can use bay leaves if you're doing a spell for looking for a job, because it's good for success or starting a business. Okay. The next thing you guys are going to use is some rosemary, okay? But if you don't have rosemary, you can use peppermint, okay? Make sure they're dry herbs, please, okay? So you're going to put you a little bit of peppermint in here, okay? And that's to spice things up, to get it in that relationship that I miss you when you're gone and you're only one outside to eat your meal, that kind of thing. Remember you used to stay on the phone with somebody when you were younger, when you first met him, you stay on the phone till you hear one of you breathe because you done fell asleep? Well, that's what we're trying to get back to. Okay, and then we're going to add some lavender. Okay. What is a lavender for? Lavender takes care of the bad dreams. You know how you stress out so much you can't sleep because things are going negative in your relationship and you're having all kind of dreams and stuff. This will help you with that. Take away bad dreams and the bad thoughts that you go to bed with. Okay. Okay, and you can also use this too. Lavender is good for banishing demons, deities. I'm sorry, not deities, entities that are trying to come into your life or into your marriage. So they'll work for that also. Next thing you're going to do is go ahead and get cinnamon sticks. Okay, you're going to break the cinnamon stick up as small pieces as you can. Grind them in. We're going to put just both of those in there and do it that way. Okay, then the next you need, the cinnamon is going to help you also put the fire back in your relationship. And cinnamon is also good for speeding up your spell work. Okay. Next, we're going to add some ground pepper. Why? Because once again, we want to spice things up. We want you and that person to miss each other when you're gone, when you're away from each other. If y'all see two dogs on the milk carton, they mine because they're going to come up missing. Okay. Wow. Okay, so I said we're go ahead and use the chili powder for that. Also, chili powder has a way of putting that passion and that excitement back into your love life. Okay, so that's the purpose of that. Then we're going to go and we're going to put some rose petals. Why? Because we want that romantic attitude back. You know, we want flowers from him and we want love letters from her. Okay, or either she can give him flowers. Sunflowers, dried sunflowers. Why? Because that's also a flower that represents love. So we're going to put a little bit of that in there too. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and add our passion flower. Like I said, we want to get that passion back in there. We're going to get it where you just like, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. Like when he or she come home, you just want to rip their clothes off and do whatever you got to do. Okay. And forget about the past because you love that person so much that doesn't even matter. So you want to move forward. Next, we have jasmine, the dried jasmine. I'm going to put that in there. That's for that sweet smell. Okay. That's what that's going to add in here. Okay, so what you're going to do now, we're going to break all this up. Mind you, have your intentions of why you're doing this. Now, you may have some problems with the bay leaves. You may have to go in here and just really break them up. You can use the bay leaves that's already grinded up if you like. I just want to make sure I have 2 whole leaves in here. But if you want to do that, that's fine and dandy. And we're going to grind this up. And you're going to honestly be putting your intentions of what are you doing. You want to forgive. Okay. First of all, you want to forgive that person. You want them to forgive you. You want to look past the negative and realize how much positive stuff you guys have. A lot of times we see the negative, which it really isn't that much, but it outweighs the good. Why? Because we focus. Me and myself also have focused on the negative. And we need to focus on the positive things. What is that person really bringing to your life? If that person was to die today, would you be relieved? Or would you be missing your heart? That's what I want you to think about. So you're going to grind this up as much as possible. Okay? Now that you have it grind up, what you're going to do is put it into a mesh bag. Okay? You're going to put it into a mesh bag. That's why I'm not too worried about breaking up the cinnamon sticks because I'll go into the bag. Okay. Now, if you don't have a mesh bag, I am not going to tell you to use a plastic bag because we don't use plastic when we work magic. Okay. And here's another thing. If your intentions are not there, don't expect this. Because part of your intentions is for you to step away from the negative thoughts. For you to find that when you catch yourself thinking negative, you stop and say no. You have to resist the negative spirit. You have to resist the negative thoughts. I myself find that the best thing for me to do is call on Archangel Michael. And you guys will hear me talk about Michael a lot. Why? Because he truly has helped me, and I'm thankful for that. Now, what we're going to do, okay, make sure it's all ground up in there. You are also going to add some crystals. You're going to add a clear quartz. Okay, we know that's for balance. We're going to add a purple amethyst. Why? Because we want that third eye open. We want our relationship to be in our higher thoughts, not in this mind where it's about who didn't do this, who did that. We're going to skip past that. You want to go to your third eye. You want to go to the higher power. Now, you're also going to put in, that's about a smaller piece, yes. You're going to put in a piece of black tourmaline. Why? Because it's going to take away all that negative energy that you have and your significant other has. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. Then you're going to tie this up. Okay, and I want you to tie it up really good. Now, here's what you're going to do. You are going to get a clear bowl, glass bowl. Okay. I want you to put either moon water or Florida water into the bowl. And you want it enough where it's going to soak up your bag. Okay. Mind you, anything you use, please make sure it's blessed and prayed over. Now what you're going to do, since you have that, and that Florida water really smells good. So when you guys see what we're going to do, you'll be like, oh. Then you're going to go ahead and take some cinnamon oil, and you're going to put some of that into that water. After the cinnamon oil, make sure you put the lavender oil in. We're going to use rose oil to signify the love and the compassion and what we desire, and to bring back that new love. When you first fall in love with somebody, it's like, that's all that matters. That's all you think about. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't work. You can't wait to get that phone call. Back in the day, I couldn't wait to get that page on the pager. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but yeah, things like that. So you want to do that, okay? And then what you're going to do, because we're not going to use anything plastic in here, okay, you want to just mix this. Mix this together. Now, if you think about it, what are we missing? Okay, this is a lesson I put in here. And this is frankincense and myrrh oil. Why? Because we want that relationship to be covered and protected. So with the sage and frankincense and myrrh, we're protecting our relationship. Meaning, women, I'm going to talk to you first. If there's another female trying to destroy what you got, don't worry about it. Okay? You can't come past this. Now, if you're not married, your intentions need to be even stronger. Okay? But if you're married, I want to be honest with you, it's a harder thing to get a married man, especially when you're practicing the craft. It talks about the fact that the only way you can get someone is if they're truly in love with you. If a man or a woman is stepping out on their significant other, and you're doing this, and your intentions are right, and let's say they don't even know you know, do this. It's going to have power. It's going to work. If it's happening, you forgave them. Okay, you're trying to move on. Your intention has to let all this stuff go and put everything in, your thoughts and your intentions into your magical forgive me and love me again bag. Okay, so what you're going to do with this bag, like I said, you're going to make sure it's tight. You're going to merge it into your oils. Okay, and as you can see my bag is literally soaking it up. And that's what you want. You want it to soak up. Now, you're not going to ever use that oil again. So I myself would say leave it. But because you're going to keep this, you can leave the excess oil in it, or you can, I would put it in a bottle. Because you could use it again if you want to double check yourself. But do not flush it, please. Worst come to worst, take it outside, pour it to the earth. Let that goddess take care of it. Do not flush this. Okay, now that this is done, you're going to take your saturated bag, and this is why I said you're going to keep the bowl, and you're going to slip this underneath your bed. You're going to keep it under your bed from the day you do it until the full moon of the next month. So if we're doing this today, we won't take this out to the first full moon of April. So it's going to stay under your bed that long. Mind you, it's going to smell good. It's going to change things, but do not move it. Here's the thing. Do not put it directly on your side of the bed. Do not put it directly on your significant other side of the bed. You want this right in the middle. And why do you want it in the middle? Because it's going to represent the two of you coming together. Your intentions has to be there. You have to believe that things are going to change. And if you're doing this, it's already changed, whether you realize it or not. And why do I say that? Because you're taking steps to make sure that your relationship stays together, which means it's already changing. Your intentions are already there. If you have friends that want to get involved with it and tell you don't do this, don't do that, I advise you to silence them. This is your relationship. This is who you're with. No one can determine this relationship but you. No one can tell you enough is enough but you. Okay? So unless you're physically being harmed, okay, or you're so depressed that you're in a suicide state where you need to really get help, don't listen to people. Do you? Because what works for you works for you. Isn't it funny how you find it? Most people is either having trouble in their marriage, or if they're single, especially the single ones. I'm mainly talking about females right now. They're quick to tell you, leave that man, girl. I got to go. I wouldn't put up with that. But then you notice in the morning they're waking up and they don't smell no bad breath because they're waking up by themselves. Okay, and misery loves company. And in today's society, she won't from you, man. I'm just saying. So think about it, okay? And once again, this is a spell to forgive, forget, and love me again. Any questions? Like I said, you can reach me at www.starfirequeenb@gmail.com. You can look me up on Facebook. Please subscribe, leave comments at the bottom, hit the little bell, let me know that you want to hear me again. I look forward to this. Keep your third eye open, keep your heart clear, and love one another. And remember, everyone has a chance to do things over and build a relationship. So keep your saturated bag. And here's the thing. All you're going to do is have a very sweet smell. And we're believing a very sweet relationship. Thank you.